Hi, I'm Mark Donovan, Director of Commercial Applications for Audio-Technica. We're here, I may seem a little tired today. This is day 3 from InfoComm 2025. We're actually inside of our little experience room. This is our 3rd year of running this experience room, which is where we've got a live connection from here through a Teams connection back to our headquarters in Ohio, so that people can sit down at the table and they can listen to what the microphones sound like from the far side. So the first 2 years really proved that that's been a great success, and I think this year probably has too. This is Dan Pelletier. He is our Applications Engineering Manager, and he has been stuck in this little box here for most of the show, but I'll ask, what's your impressions from the people coming in here?
Well, everybody's really impressed with the setup here, and I would say what's even more impressive is that the system is functioning exceptionally well. I mean, there's a lot of noise at InfoComm, but we're successfully doing camera triggering with VSCO over IP and the AT&T 1061. The microphones, the wireless microphones, are not dropping. And I'd say probably the most impressed with is System 20 and being able to talk about that. System 20 being our 2.4 gigahertz wireless microphone system. There's a lot of 2.4 gigahertz traffic here. We have some components that are having a difficult time connecting here. So we have like a computer keyboard that's a 2.4 and some lighting that's 2.4. So even at short range, it's having a difficult time connecting, but System 20 Pro has been absolutely solid here at InfoComm. We've had no dropouts whatsoever, extremely reliable.
And that's, I'm glad you say that, because we've had a lot of people visit the booth and a lot of people looking at System 20 Pro, which is a relatively new product. So it started shipping last August. And, people are still a little bit twitchy about 2.4 gigahertz because there is so much traffic. And we've explained to them, this, I'm not going to go into detail now, but this is why this works. And we actually have some other videos on our YouTube channel that explain some of this. And I've explained how are we managing to do this without interference. And it's one thing to hear it, but to be here on the floor at InfoComm and know that we've got all these different booths around us that are running their 2.4 gigahertz transmissions, and it's a pretty brutal environment from that standpoint. Yet System 20 is managing without taking a hit one. So it's a pretty impressive technology, I think. Not only have we had a lot of people asking about System 20, but I've noticed as far as the people that are coming here to our booth, it's certainly a lot of very focused people coming here specifically. Not just, I hate to use the term tire kickers, but these aren't just curiosity seekers. They're people that are coming, looking for very specific solutions, would you say?
Yeah. When people come here into the experience room, they're not just saying that they're curious. They're saying, I have this project, and I want to see if this is going to fit for this. And we're able to demonstrate that for them here. And not only that, but we're demonstrating that on the far end by doing these live demos. So it's really fun to be able to explore different opportunities with people who have very specific application needs. I'd say that's been a highlight of the show, is that you're right, it's not just curiosity seekers, although they are there, and that's perfectly acceptable. But there are real world application needs out there that require solutions. And for many of these, we're able to meet those very successfully. So, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, as Dan has been stuck inside the experience room here, I've been outside mostly talking to people, talking to integrators, talking to consultants. And actually, I noticed a high number of end users this year stopping by the booth. A lot of them education, higher ed, universities. And again, they're coming seeking solutions as well. So I think that it's interesting, at least to what I've seen this year, is that I've got a lot more end users seeking out solutions. And again, like Dan said, these are people that are saying, I've got this problem that needs to be solved. And it's just been a great opportunity to engage with these guys and help them see how Audio-Technica can do for us. So It's been like I said, very successful, very busy. Is there anything else you've seen that stands out to you?
Well, I'm going to say this too. So we're using the way that this room is set up is we're using engineered sound wireless for our audio back to the far end, but we're using the AT&D 1061 for our camera triggering. And we have a lot, again, not only a lot of noise around us, but there's some noise that we don't see, and that's from the fans in this room. With a lot of the gear, it can get pretty hot in here, but the camera triggering has been very accurate, and the fans, that low energy noise has not been creating an issue for the camera triggering in this room. So that's also I think very impressive. And then when you get to bring attendees in here and be able to show them how this operates in ideal conditions and how ideally it's operating, it's actually really fun. So I'll close out with that.
Yeah, I agree that, like I said, we've been doing this experience room for 3 years, but this is the first time we've actually had I'll say an enclosed room. We can't, to completely enclose the room, it becomes a little bit more difficult from, fire marshal and all these kind of things. But we've actually managed to kill the noise from outside very well. We got fans, which you might be able to see in the background to keep things cool, yet the system has been doing its thing, managing that. And really and you can't see Kaylee, she's off camera here. She's back in Ohio. Say hi, Kaylee. Maybe everybody will at least be able to hear you. So, the last couple of years we didn't do the camera tracking thing on that. So she was only talking to the very center of the table. So now the camera tracking is able to move when people are asking her questions so that she can actually, see who's talking and experience that directly. So again, it's become a more real world application actually. So we're happy about that. We did an enlarged booth this year. We went quite a bit bigger. We're going to do that next year. We've already committed to that for InfoComm 2026 in Las Vegas. So you can expect a very similar kind of experience, and we expect to see everybody there. So
that we do.
All righty. I think that's about all I've got here. I'm probably going to sit in this chair because I don't even know if I can get up after 3 days. But InfoComm 2025 was a blast, and if you did stop by the booth and say hi, it's greatly appreciated. We're really glad that you did. So, thanks.
Thank you.